Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Sherry and today is April Fool's Day. So happy April Fool's Day to everyone. And I thought it'd be a perfect day to make some faux food. So actually it's not faux food, it's real food, but we're gonna make it look like something different than what it is. But before I get started, let me just say, if you like food, you love fun, you are in the right kitchen, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss anything new. All right, so we're gonna be making what is gonna look like steak, fries, and ketchup, but we're gonna be making it from ice cream, pound cake, and strawberry jelly, raspberry jelly, whatever you have on hand. So to get started, the first thing I want to do is work on my steak. So I've got a big Ziploc bag here, and I'm just going to fold it over. So this is going to help the bag stay up a little bit while I work with the ice cream and try to put it down in there. And I did this last year, and my grandkids absolutely loved it. So I'm hoping I kind of remembered how I did it. But, all right, so I've got my chocolate ice cream in here. And this really works well if you have a deep freezer to freeze it. Now this is going to be like quite a big steak. Actually, we'll take part of this off here. There we go. So I'm going to work with this with my hands, and I'm going to try to shape it into the shape of a steak. And I would just want to smooth the whole thing out. So edges and all, and your hands are going to get really, really cold. Like I said, it'll firm back up a lot better if you have a deep freezer versus just a regular freezer, but a regular freezer will work fine too. And I went ahead and made one of these already, and I made a bigger one. So you can make them bigger or little. All right, so that looks about good. I mean, it's not like no steak's the same anyway. All right, I'm going to toss it in there. I'm going to give my hands a rinse real quick. All right, and then I'm going to close up my bag, and I'm going to flatten this out. Here, let me get this off of here so I can show you all what I'm doing. So I'm flattening this out, and then I'm going to let me rinse this off. Okay. I'm going to take this, and we're just going to make some grill marks on here. Now, they're not going to be perfect, and we will go back over these again once this gets frozen, but just to kind of get it started. I'll tell you, if you're grilling stuff and you want those perfect grill marks, put your food at a 10, and then when you're ready to turn it, you move it over to a 2. So 10 and 2, and it gives you those perfect little diamond shapes. So disappointed. I got a thing for a casting call yesterday for a new cooking competition they're doing, but it's all about the grill, and I don't really have any experience on the grill other than my papered chef grill that I use all the time. But it was like one of these shows they wanted you to be able to cook everything on there, so I can cook just about anything, but not necessarily on a grill. Okay. So the next thing I want to do, I'm going to put this back in the freezer. The next thing I want to do is we're going to work on our French fries. And that we're going to make from pound cake. Let's get this out of the way. Now, in addition to the pound cake, you're also going to need a little bit of melted butter. Now, I have got my cooking stone here. I'm going to slide over. And then here is my crinkle cutter, which I just love. Now this is from Papered Chef, and of course I put all the links to the products in the description below. But I tell you, before I got this crinkle cutter in Papered Chef, they had one years ago and they got rid of it. They brought one back. So I was very excited because in the time that it was missing, that's when I signed up to sell Papered Chef, and I needed one of these to make some homemade pickles. I could not find one anywhere. So you can imagine when they sent me one, I was like elated. So I'm just taking my crinkle cutter. If you have something else to cut with that'll make these little crinkly lines, of course you can use that. So now we're just slicing them just like you would for French fries. See how they kind of look like little fries? And then to give them that golden look, we're going to take a little bit of butter and we're going to brush it really lightly. So I got some melted butter here, and we're just going to kind of, doesn't have to be perfect, kind of lightly coat all of these. And then we're going to put it in the oven at about probably 450. So a good rule of thumb, at least for me, is I tend to think that anytime you're baking stuff, it usually gets cooked between 325 and 375. So if you're ever baking stuff and you don't quite know what temperature to bake it at, I always say the magic temperature is 350. So just go ahead and put it at 350. Now, if you want to brown something like we're trying to do here today, maybe you've got pizza or appetizers like toasted ravioli and you want those to be crispy, then that's when you're going to turn your oven up to 400, 425, sometimes broil, depending on what you're doing with it. All right, a few more, and then I'm going to go ahead and transfer these to the oven. I'm just going to keep an eye on them. When they start to brown, I'll go ahead and turn them over, brown the other side, and then we'll finish making our steak. Okay, so our fries are in the oven. Our steak is still in the freezer. And one of the things I want to do to kind of enhance those grill marks that we're putting on the steak is to crush up a little bit of cookies, and we're going to put them down kind of in the marks. So I bought Famous chocolate wafers. Now last year when I did this, I think I had a hard time finding those. So what I did was just take Oreo cookies and, twisted them apart, took the cream out of the center. And then what I did was I took the two that had the cream and put them together. And then I took the ones that didn't have cream and I put them in here to crush these up. So I'm using our manual food processor, which I love. It doesn't have to use any electricity. It's great for campers. Just great. Well, it's normally great. I think I got my cookies too big. So we're going to break these a little bit. Anyway, last year I did this with the Oreos. So if you can't find those, you can buy the Oreos. There we go. All right, so look, and just a couple of pumps and it's already crushed them up. I want them to be really, really fine, so I'm just going to keep doing this for a little bit. All right, that looks pretty fine. So I think we're good there. I'm going to go ahead and take the blade out. Set this aside. Now, the next thing we want to do before we start working with our steak, because we're going to have to work with that really, really fast, is I'm going to go ahead and get my ketchup ready, which, like I said, is just going to be a little bit of strawberry jelly. Now, I microwaved this. I think I might actually have raspberry here. I'm not sure. I microwaved this, so it's a little runnier than what I like. So, let me see. Maybe if I put it in a white, it'll look more like ketchup. I think I have raspberry here. It's pretty dark. So, I might try to thicken it up to make it look more like ketchup. I'm not sure. I'll play around with it. But for right now, it's good. You guys get the gist of it, right? I also went ahead and grabbed a little bit of parsley just to kind of sell it a little more. Make them think it's real. But I am going to have to work on my ketchup. All right, so before I get my steak out, I'm going to grab the fries. And look, don't those look like fries? Look pretty cool, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and place our fries on our plate. Maybe not that one. Kind of randomly put them there so they look like fries, I think. How's that? Good enough. All right, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm also going to move this out of the way because when I start to work with the steak, it's probably going to get a little bit messy. So I'm going to grab another plate. Then we can slide it off of here onto that plate. All right. What else did I need? Oh, we need our crumbs. And I also just grabbed a little piece of paper. I think last year when I was trying to sprinkle the crumbs down in there, it got a little hard. So I thought if I put them in here and then kind of run it along, I got 2 pieces of paper here, run it along those grill marks, hopefully it'll work a little bit better. And I went ahead and put this in the freezer too. I thought that might help. So this is the bigger steak I made earlier. It's so funny to call this a steak, right? And I probably should have made it a little bit smaller like the one I just showed y'all because it's kind of hard to get a hold of. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see which side looks better. Oh, well, I put the grill marks on that side, so that's the one we want to use. So I'm just going to go back over these. And that was the reason that I put this back in the freezer, was I figured that if this was warm at all, it was going to make this ice cream melt a lot faster. I don't know if those are the most perfect grill marks, but all right, so I'm just going to put a little bit in here. And I'm going to make my grill marks a little bit bigger. think I did a better job last year when I just sprinkled it in. Let me make these grill marks a little bit bigger. And that might help. All right, I'm just going to do it with my fingers and try to get it right in the grill marks. And I'm going to kind of brush away, or I might even, since it's just for my kids, I might just blow on it to try to get the little extra off of here. And we may even have to put this back in the freezer for a second or two. But see how it gives it more of a, it makes the grill marks a little more believable, I think. And I'm trying to get like the finest pieces whenever I reach in there to grab the cookie crumbs. I didn't do the best job there. Look, my grill marks are uneven. All right, I'm going to make this side a little bit bigger. Just kind of wiggling it back and forth. All right. We'll get the grill marks going the other way. All right, so I would normally go ahead and just put this back in the freezer, but I think we're good. So what I'm going to do is, so it doesn't look like it's melting, I'm just going to take it off of this plate and put it on this one. There we go. Not bad, not bad. What do y'all think? So I may make another one before I photograph it, just to make it a little bit smaller, make it a little more believable, work on my ketchup a little bit. But overall, it's pretty cute, right? Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you all have a happy April Fool's Day. Let me know if you fooled anybody. Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.